Welcome everyone. This is the pre-show of a quick spontaneous live stream. We're gonna continue working on the animation that we started in Let's Animate. And yeah, for the first time I actually managed to come on a little earlier, which I would rather like to do so I can test if everything is working, you know, before we start. And okay, at least now I'm 3 minutes early. So I'll try to get everything ready so we can just start precisely when it's supposed to start. Now I have to bring up the animation software and put the chat on the side, all these nice things. So we can start momentarily. Yeah, I've never done a live stream this early. It's now actually, what is it? Almost 12 o'clock in Germany. Usually we're doing stuff in the evening, so it lines up better with the American time zone and everything. But yeah. Let's see, maybe some people show up, maybe no one shows up. I still have a fun time by myself animating if nobody shows up. But, you know, I started streaming this animation, so I figured I should also finish it while being online. Okay. Yeah, I think audio is set up. You should be able to hear me. So that is working. Let me test if I can bring up chat comments, because I find that very handy. Yes, I can, but it doesn't show the smiley, which is a little... Smileys make everything better. Okay, so let's see what the settings are saying. Alright, for the first time ever I'm also trying something. If I lose internet, it should cut on that it works through my phone, that we get internet over my phone. So doing some previous live streams we sometimes had the internet going away, and I hope that that doesn't happen anymore. But we'll see. Okay. I really like this music. Oh, it stopped. I really like this music that a musician wrote for me from the Film Academy where I studied. Okay. Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Animate, and this time we are going to do something really cool. We are finally going to time our animation, and yeah, actually can press play and see it playing out in time, which I think is really exciting after all this work we put into it. Now, let me see. I am gonna show you real quick what we did so far. Oh, and there are already some people in the chat. Horror show. I'm always the first to come. Really good. Orkun says, good to see you again. Keep on making more videos. Ah, that is nice. Yeah, that's the plan. That's why I discovered live streaming for Animator Island, so it's easier to make more. Let's have a look at what we already did so far. Haha. Bing. Whoa. Okay. Hello, Krishna. So yeah, this is the animation that we have so far, and as you can see, I have to flip through it. Like I just go through it with the arrow keys, and on every frame we have a new pose. So far, this is not timed along the timeline or the X sheet. And you will notice that here at the end, there are some frames that I didn't add on the live stream yesterday. I added them later. I just got I just wanted to try something and I got carried away. It was actually very difficult. I'm glad that I didn't do this on live stream, this thing, because I drew this like I think 5 times. I had 5 tries. First I tried to make like every pose, one pose after the other, and yeah, but that didn't work out. So what I ended up doing is I just animated the feet. I animated just the two the legs and the feet, and then I put the body on top of it later, and then I put the arms on it, and then I put the head on it. So I went through it part by part. And one thing that I did realize, like, I kept drawing poses like this, where he was like all the way over. But I realized later that, you know, I had to shift all these poses back so he is more in balance on the earlier frames. Because if you go too bent over too early, well, actually that direction, it feels like he must fall over, and I didn't want him to fall over. Oh, you have to go really fast and go like this. What I had to do for a lot of these poses, I repaired them by making him straight again and then tip over. And then what I did like is also to you know, he was going back like this, and then to have him straight dip down and then dip up again. But those were things that I just had to try. And as I said, I had to try it like 5 times. I think it's good that I didn't live stream it, because I got really frustrated and I didn't want to bore people. But yeah, I think we have something that is halfway decent, especially because we will be zooming out. He's getting this giant bunny out of the hat, so the eyes are probably not even focused on him, but I wanted to have him stumble nicely. And if we want to have a look at my reference, it actually didn't give me that much help in this instant. I mean, I'm really glad that I made this reference, but for the steps I had to freestyle a little bit. Let's see, like I was just doing this crab walk kind of thing, like just on two on 2 legs. Yeah, which I thought is nice, but you know, I wanted to have a little more chaos in the legs. You know, this is just not much. There's not much happening, not very spectacular. So let me make the picture a little bigger. So in the animation, I wanted to go more extreme. You know, that's the great thing about animation, you can exaggerate. And I knew that I definitely wanted to hit like crossed legs like that. So yeah, that is where we're standing right now. Orkun asked is this a personal project? Well, kinda. Like, I just animated something that I would like to animate, that I had fun animating, and I always wanted to do something with a fat magician somehow. So yeah, I'm finally granting me this wish, but I'm going to use it to promote a course that we're going to have on Animator Island, a beginner class for 2D animation, where the students will make like a similar scene. I needed like an example for what we'll be doing in the course. Now, I admit, like, it gets a little advanced with the legs here. Like, I would probably not advise the first-time students to try something like this, but you know, I just wanted to have like a nice little promotion piece for the course. On top of that, I wanted to learn open tunes. I mean, if you've learned if you have learned a couple animation software, like you just have to find the buttons again, that you know they should exist somewhere. So for me, learning new software is never like that big of a deal. But yeah, I wanted to test OpenToon sufficiently before I used it in my course. Yeah, and we're not all the way through with posing yet, but I figured it could be a nice thing to do the timing. And the way I usually do timing, I don't know how well this will work in OpenToons, is that I just try to feel out, like I shift every frame in a great distance, and I try to just feel out what would be a good timing for the next picture to appear. Now for the start, we already have a couple breakdowns and in between, so let me just guess here that this is on 2s. I think I want to hold him at the peak for a little longer. And now what I do want to do, I want to clean this, I want to time this very cleanly. So since most of it will be on 2s, maybe in the walk we have a little bit of motion on 1s. I want to have everything like in this two-step kind of pattern. So we need to make sure that every keyframe or breakdown or in between, most of them are on uneven numbers. So you know, if I want to insert another frame here, I'm gonna leave those two blank, and I'm gonna put the next one here. Probably also need more time for him to settle in that pose, so let's also put 2 frames here, and here's the next one. Oh, I do like how when I extend the exposure, it also shifts everything at the bottom. So maybe I don't need to shift everything that far away. Let me try it. That's a cool thing. Like you have in different software, you have different things that make your work easier. We definitely need a lot more time here. Let me put a little distance between the frames that aren't timed yet. So we need to hold this definitely for, let's try it like that. And now we have a small portion of the animation that we can already time, that we can already see. Oh, didn't shift the bunny coming out of the head, of course. Gonna put him. Let's put him with the other stuff so we can shift it all down. Okay, so our first little jump. I think that works. Joop. Of course, this can be a little longer. Okay, I think I'm back. So supposedly I have my phone hooked right up to my router to take over the internet connection in case I lose internet, and that didn't work. That is annoying, but I think I'm back now. Yeah, so much for my redundant internet connection. It doesn't really work, but at least I'm not gone completely and we can continue. I'm not sure what the last thing was that you heard, but I think I was talking about the reason why I'm only doing the timing now is because I wanna first focus on the poses and all the difficult stuff that is going on with the posing. You have arms and legs and weight shifts and stuff that dips down at different places in time. So in order to not having to think about all these things, Can I shift stuff? Oh, I can shift stuff around doing this. That's really cool. So I don't need to select everything. Okay. So we have the first jump, a little break for him to get into this pose. And then from this pose, he turns again, and he probably needs 1, 2, 3, at least 3. To get into this position. And now we are here at frame 41. Need an 1 in between here. Ha! And again. I still have to get used to shifting keyframes around like this, but I feel like if you understand how to do this, it's gonna be really really intuitive and really helpful. Okay, so this needs to be held for a little bit. Let's play this again. Okay, there's a lot of stuff happening with the background, so let's just open up some frames so the background doesn't disappear on us while we're playing, while we're trying to see things. Oh, oops. Just put them all here. Okay. I think there was a fill in frames command. Fill in empty cells. Yeah. Fill in empty cells. Whoop. Okay. The pose change from here to. I think we need to start drawing in betweens, breakdowns at least. So, breakdowns are really important for your animation because you can define how exactly something is getting from one place to the other. In case of this this pose change from this pose to that pose, we could decide, do we want him to make a little hop, like where his head will go over this line. Let's make it a little bigger, where his head would go over this path, you know, or does he make like a little crouch thing where his head goes over there? It could also be like an S shape or some other kind of path. And this is the cool thing with the breakdowns. In the breakdowns, you give the motion a very interesting flavor, a very, you know, he's not just going from here to there in a straight line, how just a computer would interpolate that, but, you know, we're giving it something extra, something, some more information on how we want this to look, and that makes it more interesting and charming, and we can use it to give it a certain kind of feel. Now in our case, I think I want him to come from down here, because then his pushing up the chest gets more significance, you know, it gets more, we focus on it, we put, we make it look stronger. Now, so the breakdown would be like exactly in the middle of the two poses, and I think I actually want to put it relatively in the middle. So let's make a new drawing here. You can just delete it and start drawing. Okay, his beard is coming from over there. Okay, and I think the rest I'd like to do without onion skinning, just feeling out the how I think the motion could be. Again, fill in empty cells. Does anyone know if there's a command to flip to the next drawing? I think that could be really handy for us. If not, I'm gonna Google that in a second. Might be a little too much. Let's get it more straight. It's on the way of turning over to the other side. Okay, and I think we can already place, like, it's always a good idea to have different body parts stopping at different times. So let's place his foot pretty early on already where it's supposed to be later. Of course his legs have to bend a lot to make this possible. And let's move his arm already towards his beard. Maybe with a little bit of a drag behind. Yeah, that is nice. Maybe we need to put it a little higher up so we get a nicer arc for this thing. Still have to get used that in open tunes you need to, like, in harmony it is that way. Like, if I want to select those lines here, I can select them like that, but you see in open tunes that doesn't work. In open tunes we need to make sure that we include the line completely and then we have it selected. I think I do like this kind of selection because it gives you more control, but sometimes you don't really see when a line started and ended, so maybe let's make his other arm almost reach the final position. So that's quite nice. We have one thing that already is in the final position, one thing that is near the final position, and one element that is still going. Like, this is a nice kind of making an interesting motion. If you have stuff coming to a stop at different times, and you know, one thing is already almost there, one thing is just starting, one thing is already overshooting, and I think it's quite nice to have your motion play out in an interesting way. Of course, you also have to look that you don't do it too formulaic, that you don't just go down a checklist, but yeah, it still needs to be rooted in body mechanics and physics. Like usually the head is one of the things that is a little bit slow, because the head is so heavy, and yeah, it can make interesting things with that. Hi Anamika, great that you can join us. Okay, and since we're already here, you know what, let's add the other drawings too. And we're almost going on in-between territory here, because now we have the breakdown that defines at which speeds things are going. So I think the next thing we add is probably an in-between. Now, let's insert a new frame, and let's make it an ease. And to make sure that it is an ease, I use the good old onion skin. For at least for the most important landmarks. Now these are relatively close together, so we can start a little slow here, but I think for the for this arm we already, because the next one is down here, we need to be really fast, going really fast. Okay, now this is also just slowly dropping. Now maybe like this. I should count the times that I say maybe like this. Or now we have t-shirts on Animator Island, and one of the t-shirts could just say maybe like this. It's actually very interesting if you get yourself on video, like I do recently a lot. You notice all those stupid things that you keep saying. Like in the free beginners tutorial, I always said like, actually, if you want to do it like this, you can actually click here and just actually drag this over. This might be a little too fast on the left arm. Let's keep saying left and right for our directions. I feel like that's a little less confusing. Let's add one more. Oh, I can't drag them. Can I not? Can I really not drag them? I already have exposure here. Okay, then we just free this space up. Put a new breakdown here. And let's actually, there you have it. Did you hear it? I said actually again. Let's put a ease in for the head, because the head is so slow, it needs a little bit of time to catch up, but the shoulder could be doing an overshoot. And the, I almost said actually, but now I didn't. And the elbow could go up like that and settle down. That could be nice. And yeah, as I said, overshoot. Let's make this really high. And should be already enough to see if this is working, more or less. Fill in empty cells. There we have it. Aha! Not too bad. I think it has the desired effect of his chest puffing up, but still somewhat settling. Let's get rid of that line. Distracts a little. And his hand is coming from the inside, stroking his mustache, to the outside. And his feet already remain relatively still. Maybe this one is even a little... he does have his weight on it, on this leg though. I was thinking about lifting it up like that. Okay, and we need one more frame where the whole thing can settle. We just copy this frame. Just grab everything that is in this frame and put it in here, but with the arm not having reached the final position. As I said, stuff needs to come to a stop at different times, and it's always a good idea to have the thing that you want your audience to look at be the last thing moving. Like this. Fill in frames. Quite snappy, a bit fast, but I think I do like this as the animation style for this shot. There's something with his left arm. Might just be that his hand was missing. That's the thing, if you have a character with so many elements. His hat, his mustache. You are probably always gonna forget something. Let's make the hat saddle from the other side. This is another thing that makes it interesting. If you have not everything coming from the same angle, from the same side. What? Stop it! The timeline is running away from me. Okay. Let's leave it like that. Here we need a longer break. And those are pretty much already timed on 2s, I think. Those here. There's a handy button up here that we can just use. Now, there's another big pose change where we need to define some breakdowns. But let's look at that bit of animation. There's the reference frame shining through. Let's attach that to the frames that we are pushing around, so this stops stops showing up. Put it here. For now, let's put some more stuff into this drawing. It's so incomplete, it always flickers up. His eyes are closing. Is dropping down, going over here. This is dropping down in a nice arc. At least it should be an arc. Never forget that arcs also look good on like clothing elements. You still have to see that you don't do anything unnaturally shifting, like something that is physically impossible just to get that arc. It's not a good idea, but yeah, whenever you can, check if the things that you have are also moving along an arc. Let's do this with flipping. Okay. I think that looks decent. Putting onion skin on so we can nail the foot in place. And there we go. Now there should be a little less of a very poster-posy, but I think that's enough. I do like his floppy top hat. Let's keep him in the air even more. Yeah, that is nice. Ah, come on. This needs another ease in frame, I think. Just for the head, where the head is starting the motion. Let's steal every other lines from the previous drawing. Ah! Didn't get everything. Okay. I wonder if it will look good if we already let him switch the eye position right before he closes the eyes. Or you know what? We're gonna give him another frame here where the eye is already flipping over. So let's insert a new frame here with the content from this one. But just shift his eye to the other side. I like little things like this. They are called intention cues. If the character makes a some kind of move that tells you what he is about to do next, and with eyes you can do a lot of this. Like if a character is looking in a certain direction, he is probably going to do something in that direction. Still a bit hectic around here in that area. Kind of skipped how to get him from this pose to that one. I think I want to do this with another dip, because his legs is in both poses is pretty stiff and pretty similar. So I want to break that by having him go in another direction first. And I think we had it a couple of times that the head was leading the motion, so let's do that here too. Let's see how many drawings we need. Could maybe go like this. Oh, we're making new layers. Double exposure first. Double exposure, overshoot of the head. Okay, we need one more. For the start right here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So now that we are, because of the scribbles that we did, because of the poses that we did, we always know where we're going. So I like to put in some little bits of straight ahead animation. Everything we did so far was pretty pose to pose, and now in this timing step, or like breakdowning in betweening step also, I like to experiment, just seeing where we are taken when we track an element straight ahead, just going one frame after the other. For example, we know where the hand starts and we know where the hand is supposed to end. And now we can think about some nice flowy motion. Maybe we can even do some flourish kind of thing. And we can try to do that going frame by frame. So the first frame needs to start out very slowly. We need to ease into it. Don't really know where his body is yet, so let's just now if we had a flourish, we would need to have something like this. And we need more frames. But let's see if the flourish idea, if the I think that could work. Looks a bit hectic. We definitely need more frames in the end. But I wanted to do that anyway. I wanted to have frames for the hands to settle nicely. So why don't we just add them? This is, by the way, not a very production ready way of doing this. Because it's like, if I would be in a production, I would try to do a lot of this in the storyboarding phase. I would try to have a good timing already in the storyboard so that I'm not searching during this phase. Like, we're still searching for a timing. And if you're working with other people and on a tight schedule, it's sometimes an idea to experiment less, make a plan and stick to it. I like to come from this side. No. So come from here, double exposure. Still have to get used to that. It's shifting my frames around. Fill in empty cells. Let's have it like that. Let's look for that breakdown and see where the body is in the both in the beginning and in the end position. You guys. Let me try to fix the stream. Just a second. How is the stream for you guys? Do you notice that stuff's breaking up? Unfortunately, the house that we moved to has like the worst internet connection, and it seems to be the cables that are in the house, so we can't do much about this. Okay, so I hope that I'm back now. As I said, trouble with the internet. Really annoying. Okay. Okay, go in a nice arc for the button again because it's such a notable part. Losing a bit in volume here. Okay, this one more or less the body needs to be already there, so we're just gonna trace them. In this image. Yeah. But the hand is not. Hand is still here. So we get a nice little settle. And here the body is almost there. Putting at least some subtle stuff every now and then. This was an overshoot for the head, so let's still keep it coming down, settling. Not sure from what side the head is coming, so I'm not going to fill in the top head part yet. that overshoot is not as high as I thought it would be. So let's just grab the extreme and make it higher. Maybe tilt it back a little. Okay, now we're talking. And to not make it be disconnected with the shoulders, I think we need to make sure that there is a connection between the neck and the head. Okay, there's a little bit, his body has a little bit the consistency of putting, but that suits him. Now that I'm seeing it, I think the body has to overshoot as well. So let's put this in the middle and use this frame for an overshoot. A slight one. Okay. Bloop. Oh yeah, I like the doughy consistency that his body has. Bloop. That is fun. Okay, let's go backwards with the collar here. I like moments like this where you break the arm for like one frame. It doesn't work with every animation style, but if you have something cartoony, you can make really fun things with like the most impossible arm poses for just one frame. And then going back to a more model pose. No. This one needs to be up further here. Maybe already here, if you want the button to vanish. Okay. now we have even some 3D-ish feeling. Okay, this arm could already be here. For a while. Okay. Let's just keep this arm in that position, just going with the body for a little bit. So we have different body parts starting to move at the same time. And here we can starting to loosen up his pose, his arm pose. Hey, ASD Draws, new subscriber. Thank you very much for that. Welcome, welcome. If you have any questions, you can just go ahead and ask. And let's see how that arm is coming around. Yeah, not the most spectacular thing in the world, but it works. Maybe we should have done the flourish with the other hand, but I do like the curve there. ASD Draw asks, how long have you been animating for? And this is difficult to answer. I have started doing like some animation, like just for fun, not professional. I think when I was like 16 or 17. So yeah, amateurish. I started learning animation like 10, 12 years ago. But then I studied at the Film Academy Baden-Württemberg from 2019. 2019. I come from the future. From 2009 to 2015. So I learned animation there. And yeah, we were kind of doing projects there all the time. And now I have been a freelance animator for 3 years. So quite a while now. No, I think it's good that we made the arm motion. It's an interesting little addition. Interesting little flavor to it. Do you animate too, ASD draws? No. Okay, now let's track the head. See what happens. Yes, you can see this is no pure straight ahead animation that I do. I just pick different body parts and follow how I think they should move. ASD Draw says, cool, I'm still new with animation. I also started in 2009 with my alt DR, but it, DS? But it was for fun. I never learned anything at the time. I'm just learning. Oh, like with the animation software for the Nintendo DS? Or what is that? Yeah, I heard about those. I think it's pretty cool that they have things like that. Okay, so this is the end frame. We need to somehow end on. Let's try how it looks when the head comes from down here. ASD Draw says, yeah, it was called the Flipnote. Okay, Flipnote is the animation software for DS. That is pretty cool. Yeah, if you are just starting out, you might want to check out our beginner tutorial. You can find that on animatorisland.com/animation tutorial for beginners. I'm gonna put the link in the chat right now. It's also all over the site. If you just go to animatorisland.com, you'll probably not be able to miss it. We have this free 1-hour animation tutorial for beginners, where we take a step back and we really start with the basics of animation. I know learning basics is sometimes a little annoying, but these are things that you really need to know to make animation. Again and again, you need these basic principles. And then if you want to support us, you could decide to get the part 2, which is a premium tutorial, where we go even deeper and even further into animation theories. But you know, it's all learning by doing. We're going to do fun exercises along the way, and yeah, maybe check it out. Maybe it will help you to learn animation. Okay, so yeah, ASD Draw says I don't really have money, so I use an app on my phone called Flipperclip, but I will definitely check it out. Yeah, I mean, money is always the problem, I know that. But the free tutorial will already be get you started, definitely. And you can use any animation software, really. Like, I like to teach animation so that it is applicable to every software, because I think, you know, software is just a tool. You can always learn a new software. Like, I really, like, some people are so loyal to their animation software. Like, I understand it a little bit, but I feel like, you know, some stuff you can just do better in some software than other, and a lot of the basics are just the same everywhere. So yeah, start with whatever you have. And in the tutorial, we actually use a lot of will only use free open source software that you can download for free. I mean, I guess to really draw on a computer, you need a drawing tablet. Like, that is an expense that you might have to think about getting eventually if you want to do 2D animation, because the tablet really helps. Like, drawing with the mouse is not good. I think there are also like applications for tablets that you can use tablets, like Android or iOS tablets, like a drawing tablet for the computer. It's interesting stuff nowadays. Okay, now let's see how this is coming around. Ah, this is nice. I do like it. Okay. We're still very loose. I wanted to draw when I started this, my plan was to draw like as clean as possible, but no chance. Didn't do that. Okay, let's find the frame where his body's at the deepest point, and let's think about how the legs are at this point. Oh, oops. It was here. Okay, dip down. Like a squat thing. Maybe we could show the turn. Indicate that he is turning, and it breaks his foot a little bit. So this is the first, this is the next one. Yeah, no, this is too much. So squatting it is. Oh. ASD Draw says, I want to eventually upgrade into a Wacom tablet or a Huion tablet, but that won't be for a while unless they sponsor me. Yeah, I mean, tablet is definitely a good investment, and it's a few months until Christmas, so this also doesn't work as a Christmas wish yet. Oh my, I really don't like the squat. Maybe a slight... It does look kind of dorky though. And let's fill in more frames with more body parts. And I think his legs are also a little longer than that. You know, this is the result when you do in-betweening with onion skinning and the one body part after the other. You get a result that, you know, this is following arcs, this is following arcs, this is following arcs, and then in the end you have an unconnected mess, because you were just following the single things, letting them dictate how it looks. Not good. Not good. So let's think about how to rescue this. We do need to keep the head more or less in place. But maybe we can make the... body dip even further to the left, so that can be almost straight, and this one can be here, so at least we don't have the same side of the leg mirrored. ASD Draw says, like I said, I do animation for fun, nothing so serious right now. I recently have grown on YouTube with 1.7k subs. That is like the 1,000 mark is very difficult to break. So that's really good. Cool. So I guess I'm doing something right. Yeah, definitely listen to to your fan base. Oh my god, I have the mic. The mic keeps clipping. Sorry. Hello, Easy. Yeah, sorry, I'm streaming at very inconsistent times. Just whenever I feel like I need to finish or to continue working on this animation. So, yeah, but great that you're here again. Now I ended up twinning again. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep it like that. Some nice ease. ASD Draw says, art has no sleep schedule. Yeah. That is true, though. Here we are on a Sunday. Okay, now let's push this. Like, he really pushes himself up with this leg. Like, amazing how this little fat man can push. And this one can go into the pose a little more gentle. Oh, his hands are that far over. Okay, so we might have to reverse this coming from the final position, going backwards. Sometimes I really like going backwards in animation. Like, it's difficult to feel things settle, but it's great for having like a strong ending. Okay. Let's reach that position earlier. So he pushes himself up with both legs. Okay. So strong snap into the final leg position. Well, not it's still like a hip sway. Where were we? Here. No. This is the stuff we did already. You know what? Let's also make an overshoot in the hip. Like, since we already have this hip stuff going on here, let's exaggerate it. Okay. Let's see. Not quite. But we're learning from stuff that is not working, right? Aha. And snap. Yeah. Now we're getting somewhere. Ay. Okay, so thanks ASD Draws. He says your content is really amazing and very well done. I will definitely watch more of your work. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm really glad to hear that. And yeah, we do have a couple of things on this YouTube channel already, so I hope you discover some nice things there. Izzy says, I did get to do another animation exercise and a couple figure drawing sessions. Really good. 2 very important ways of getting better. Just practicing drawing, practicing anatomy can be really helpful. And yeah, the 51 animation exercises are always good to get through those. Really good. And she agrees. Your work is very entertaining to watch. Thank you. ASD Draws writes, I also have been recognized by big YouTubers like Ice Colo. She makes really cool animations if you want to check her out. Yeah, I actually don't know that channel. I'm gonna write it down. Gonna have a look at it later. Thanks for the recommendation. I do have some scripts laying around for a series that I want to do, and I also want to do it as a YouTube series. Well, I have ideas for 2 YouTube series actually. One is scripted, like with actual people talking, and one is just like pantomime shorts, like like Simon's cat, with mostly just, you know, the characters communicating without words, doing stuff without words. And yeah, I really want to do it, but I haven't had the time yet. And you never know, you also need to make money. And I'm already doing Animator Island, which barely makes any money. So I don't know if I need another low-budget project in my life. Although it would be really cool to finally get work on these ideas that I've been thinking about for so long. All right. Awesome. See you, ASD Draws. Okay. Aha. Nice. But now that we have this motion so nice and fluent, I'm afraid the other motions don't really fit to it anymore. Like this one is now far too fast. Like here, I definitely want to have another keyframe in here. Izzy says, it's very cool to have a space that's smaller than the big groups that already exist. Makes it easier to share work and feedback. Animator Island is like the quaint coffee shop of animation channels. Ah, cool. That's a nice feeling. If I convey that feeling with Animator Island, I'm very happy about that. Yeah, I totally agree. And I do really like, you know, I like it from my own experience when creators, you can actually reach them and talk to them and interact with them. I noticed that in some of the bigger drawing communities, I just stopped posting because my comment is not going to see in any way. Like, I mean, okay, maybe some people from the community reply, but even that doesn't happen on big communities. I feel like, you know, if you have like hundreds or thousands of comments under a video or like forum post or something, then it's not really a conversation, you know, it's just you put stuff out there and if you're lucky, someone will see it. Although, of course, I would like Animator Island to draw a little bit. Okay. Now, what do we do about the hand? I think I'm gonna copy this hand that we already drew in this frame. And copy it on the earlier one. So in this one, he could actually already be reaching for his beard, although that's kind of early. Huh. We need another in between here too. Izzy says, I'm currently in university and not making a lot of money on the side to spare on additional classes, but I definitely love to participate. Cool. Yeah, as I said before, money, you know, is always the problem, especially in the art area. But yeah, what are you studying? I find it, you know, like one of the things that I wish I had done more when I studied is to actually learn from other sources than just my university. I mean, they always encourage that at my where I studied at the Film Academy to look into other things, other sources too. But I don't know, like you never have that much time ever again in your life than the time that you had while you were studying. So I wish I had done more anatomy drawings during that time. I wish I had done more courses from other sources at that time, because now, like, I'm even getting in trouble with Animator Island. Like, I'm doing Animator Island when I should be working on something that actually brings in money. But yeah, so it gets only harder to set aside time, I guess. Izzy says, I'm doing a jack of all trades multimedia course where I do all sort of digital art, photography, video animation, programming, and such. It's got a lot of project work, but it's cool. Yeah, that sounds like it. Definitely a good idea. And there's, like, if you have something that is general like this, you can do a lot of things, a lot of different things. You can do games, you can do animation, you can do something at like a company that makes wedding videos if you have to. But you know, for finding work, I think a general study course is like a really good idea. Izzy says, just wish it had more focus on animation, hence why I do my own study for that at home. Yeah, that's the thing, you know, with the animation, with the studies, with universities, they cannot be completely perfect. Like, I think such a thing just can't exist. Because people are just so different, you know. Now, you probably wish for more animation, but maybe there are other students who wish for another topic to be had in this course even more. It's really difficult for a university. Okay, can we already see how it looks with the extra in-betweens? Yeah, this is nicer. All right. Okay. Just because this is a good opportunity to plug the Animator Island products, I'm just saying on Animator Island that if you guys end up having some money to put into animation studying and you do want to support us, we have mentoring lessons. Right now you can find them if you click on mentoring. I forgot to change the prices. Like, I wanted to raise them, but I haven't yet. So at the moment, this is a good opportunity to get the mentoring at this price. I know it seems kind of pricey, but I'm really busy at the moment, and if I do mentoring, I always put 100% into it. Like, I look at your work, I try to understand what it is that you want to do with your career, what you want your animation to be, and we go very much in detail. I draw over your animation. I try to analyze exactly what what skills you need to practice, and gives you tips and tricks and like exercises, stuff that you can do to take your animation to the higher level. So that's what we're doing with the animation mentoring. Then there will be animation classes too, where you are with a group of people, and those of course will be if you count the hours, if you count the single lessons, they will be a little cheaper. And yeah, right now I'm preparing summer classes for which I'm doing this test animation too, so keep an eye on that. I'd be very happy if to see a couple of people there, and I also do hope, like from a financial standpoint, that some people will attend, because Animator Island is eating up so much time right now. Yeah, that I didn't get to do much stuff that makes money, which I probably should have done. And I also learned, I want to teach Maya. I have, whenever I work in 3D, I get the Maya license from the studios. So I did some stuff in Maya while I had a studio license, and at the moment I'm teaching at university, so I have a teaching license. But with the teaching license, I'm not allowed to do live streams. I asked them and they said, no, you can't do that. And Maya is so expensive, like 300 euros per month or something like this, and 1,000 euros if you wanna keep it. So yeah, I really do want to do more Maya 3D tutorials, but at the moment currently I cannot afford to get the Maya license, which is really frustrating because everybody asks for Maya stuff, and I do want to look into that, but oh well. But if you're studying, don't forget to download Maya while you still have an educational email address, because if you're studying, you get Maya for free, and it's the 3D software that is used everywhere. But of course, I'm also very happy about everyone who wants to do 2D animation. Because I just feel like 2D is so much more direct. This arm is not working. Izzy says that's my case. My school teaches Maya. Good. I realized that, it can really help if you know both 2D and 3D. Especially there are some 2D programs that are like a little bit of best of both worlds things. Like if you start doing keyframing, you will find a lot of mechanics, a lot of things similar to 3D animation. So when I finally got myself to do some 3D, I think it benefited all of my animation a lot. And it just feels better to, if somebody asks you, can you do 3D, and you always have to say, no, I can't help you with your 3D project. Only do 2D. And I mean, at the end of the day, animation is animation. You need to get the acting right, the poses, and yeah, that is what really counts. Oh yeah, the reason why we started working on this pose again was because I wanted to have a frame for the arm between those two. So let's definitely do that. Let's definitely do that. Okay. Still kind of fast. Okay. Just forgotten elements all over this animation. Let's fill in some gaps. Little overshoot for the hip. Arm to make sure he really pushes it into the hip. Now this elbow is doing an overshoot while this hand is still following behind. Now knees are also something that are nice to track along an arc. That people tend to forget to look for nice arcs. Izzy says, I love that arm flow. Yeah, we have a couple nice arm gestures. Sometimes I surprise myself. Hey, BJ. Now I think we need this leg pose. I think we need a new leg pose here. We screwed things up a little bit by adding that frame, like the flow of the things that we already animated. But that gives me the opportunity to have like a very slow ease in here. So BJ is taking a break from editing live stuff, and then he sees the live video. Yeah, I'm glad to be here for you. And Izzy is working on a couple of stickers for my comic project, Telegram sticker pack, and watching the stream. Oh yeah, Telegram stickers are fun. Like, my wife has like 1 million Telegram stickers, and she keeps finding those really obscure cool ones, like Disney princesses with tattoos, like hipster Disney princesses. And there are just so many crazy nice Telegram sticker packs. But it's a good idea to make a sticker pack when you have your own comic. That's you need to keep that in mind. change the breakdown to dip even lower here. Izzy says my co-writer wanted to have a few for us to share, so I'm making him some. It's a fun way to share projects too. It's like, oh, that character looks neat. Yeah, definitely a great way of a surprise discover if you're going through the recommended stickers and you find something and then you find out, oh, there's a whole comic about that. So yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. Okay, so you know what? Let's make this an overshoot, an anticipation. That. Okay, what's up at the last frame? Okay. Why not? Let's also in between these beginning frames, if we're already at it. I think I want to have an in between here. Thank you, Izzy. She writes, this is looking very nice so far. I'm really glad it does. You know, when you do these live streams, you're like, maybe I just screw this all up. Maybe this is that day where I can't do anything right. Okay. Let's put in some basic shape first, so before we lose ourselves in details. And a new one here. And just like holding him in the air for a couple frames before bringing him down. Oh, this is the next frame. Huh? Oh, this is just a duplicate. Ah, this is confusing. Okay, let's get rid of this. Still need to get used to this pushing. And here we go. Fill empty cells here. Let's check this. This drawing actually might be too similar. No reason to be that similar to the previous one. Can shift him a little over. And here. Okay, now I need to get into the flow again. See about the single body parts. Okay, let's start with this arm. Let's drag this a little further over. Like that. Definitely need another in between here. 2. Okay. This in-between can be a super snappy overshoot for the hand and an ease in for the head. Super snappy, super snap snap. Overshoot. And an ease in here. There we go. Fill in the blanks. Aha! I'm so glad the internet connection is somewhat working now. I was so worried because yesterday evening the internet cut out a lot. Don't stop me from doing live streams. PJ says that happens to me a lot. Stupid internet connections. Yeah, really annoying. I feel like maybe normal people also don't realize how often the internet connection can cut out. And you know, if you just download text websites, if you're just on like reading an article here and there, you don't really notice. But if you're doing a lot with videos and live streaming, and then every cut out of the internet, even if it's just for a few seconds, is so annoying. Okay, so poses. Okay. And here he goes. Ta-da! Let's try to get the knee in the middle of these two. Now our animation could be looking even better if I used some more flipping, but I feel like with the onion skin now, it's a little faster. Yay! Okay. Whoop. Okay, next motion, the one with the hand clap. Already reserved 2 frames for that. Whoop. And here we still need to do a lot of timing work. Like, those are not timed frames yet. Okay. I need to get more water. I'll be right back in a second. I think I even have nice little nice little display cards. Let's see if they work. Ah, come on. They should be animated. There we go. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Got myself a cold, refreshing drink. Oh, and now I can hear the music too. I'm so glad. This is the best piece of music I ever commissioned. The music was done by a musician I studied with at the Film Academy. No, I didn't find it. This was and the Animator Island theme, by the way, too. This is real music. At least the saxophone and the brass instruments, the trumpet and everything. Those are real trumpets and real brass instruments. And at the Film Academy, we also have, we have animation and we have live action. And the departments all work together. Like there's a music department, there's a camera department and everything. If we have a project, we can ask musicians if they want to help us with our film, if they want to, if the musician wants to compose the score for it. And yeah, so this was the first time he worked with me while we were still studying and while Animator Island was a little bit of a school project. He made the Animator Island theme music. And yeah, and then just a couple months ago I asked him if he could do a remix of it for the live stream. And this is what we ended up with. And he had the sound, like the saxophone solo. Like this was all stuff that they recorded at the initial recording. He told them just play something, just improvise. And so he had these sound snippets from that recording laying around. And yeah, that's how this remix came to be. Oh, I also don't know much about music. I just, if it sounds good to me, it's good enough for my projects. Like that is my entire criteria of judging music. Although I have learned piano, but I don't know. I still don't know much about like harmonies and composing and all these things. Maybe like this. ASD Draws asks, what are your thoughts on art theft and tracing? Oh, you couldn't hear me. Can you hear me now? Okay, sorry. So ASD Draws ask, what are your thoughts on art theft and tracing? And I think it's definitely wrong if you trace something and you say that this is your work. Like, that is something that you should never ever do. Like, there are even people who like put somebody else's animation in their demo reel. Like, this is definitely not okay. But I think you can still get inspired by other people's work, and if you try to imitate them because you want to learn stuff, like, I think that is okay. You should just not say that this is yours. And personally, I think tracing doesn't really help you to learn somebody else's style. Like, I was really inspired by Giorgio Cavazano's Disney comics. I don't know if you know him. Like, his comics are in Europe. We have all these Disney comics, and I just love his drawing style and his inking, and like, it's just so perfect. Like, his poses are very dynamic. Oh, are those original drawings that you can buy? Really cool. But let me see if I can find an image where you can see it. Like, I love how, like, first of all, his poses are all so lovely, and then the inking is perfect with how the lines get thicker and thinner and stuff. So I tried to imitate this by putting the drawing next, like by drawing side by side. I don't trace because I feel that doesn't help me to understand. Like, if I draw side by side, I at least now, okay, I can replicate it sort of on my own. I don't need the lines under it to draw like him. And this is actually a thing for 2D animation. If you are hired by a production to draw 2D animation, you have to draw in the style of the art director. You know, you kind of have to imitate the everybody, all the animators have to draw in the same style, right? So this is a case where I had to sit down, like when we were doing the inner world that I was working on, where I had to sit down and actually learn somebody else's style. Like, we had this awesome art director. Okay, this stuff is actually all drawn by the new art director, but all the frames that ended up in the game are drawn by me and the animators. And we needed to make it look like the art director drew it. So this is a case where you might want to learn drawing side by side, not tracing. Why did you ask? Do you have like a case of art theft? Did somebody steal your art? Or did you see a case where you saw that happening? Because just, you know, what I really don't understand, like, you know, getting inspired by stuff, maybe stealing a pose, maybe seeing a pose and thinking like, oh, I should put my character in that pose. Like, I feel like that is not art theft. That is inspiration, and you know, getting inspired by something and then doing it in your own style or with your own characters. Like, that is okay. But I don't understand those people who are like trace stuff and say that it's their own. I don't get that at all, how you can do that. Let's actually hold this for 2 frames down here. And now it's gonna be fun too to make the staff appear. Oh, it can probably just be here. Doesn't even need to be like super flat or anything. And we we definitely need another one for settle here. Maybe an overshoot. Okay. I had an interesting case of thievery once for my own work. I was making an explainer video for an energy company, and somehow they discovered that another energy company, I think it was just a local one, like a local energy supplier for like a city or something, they had taken our script and they had like whole sentences that were exactly the same. They did it in a different art style and with different illustrations, but they just copied our script. And yeah, that was really weird. Like for such a like an explainer video, come on. But they took it down. Like the company, my customer, my client, he complained, and the company took it down. And I don't know. I would love to know the background about this. Like who thought that was a good idea? Like how, I don't know. But really, like for an energy company explain a video, come on. Okay, fill in empty cells. Can I set loop areas? I haven't figured that out yet. I haven't figured how to make like loop for a couple of frames just. And again, we don't have enough frames. Why do I do stuff that needs so many frames? BJ says, I'd love for you to animate live for an 11-second club entry. Yeah. Yeah, I should do that at some point. Again, that needs some time again, so maybe next month if they have a fun one. Okay. Duty. Yeah, I was last time we did the live voting. I loved how there were so many 2D entries. Oh, come on. Okay. Let's just copy some stuff, or I will be here forever working on this thing. And an 8-hour live stream. How long are we streaming? 2 hours. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's make the and settle. I feel like animation always surprises me in both directions, like in how long it sometimes takes until you get something done, but also if you just start working, if you just start doing a little bit every day, you can actually get done a lot. So animation can be both faster than you think and slower than you think. VJ asks, how does it feel to have people stare at you while working? Yeah, in some cases I'm like I feel a little bit uneasy. Like if something isn't working, I feel like so sorry for you guys that I'm just not moving on to the next point, but still working on the same thing. And I hope that it doesn't get boring. So I try to give you some information, some stuff that I learned every now and then. But yeah, I think what helped me a lot is that I already have so much experience with talking in front of a camera, you know, through the not live videos from Animator Island. Now, of course, when it's live, I have to nail everything in the first take, but yeah, so I don't know. But I kind of think it's a good thing to practice. It's a good thing to be able to talk in front of a camera, to be able to talk in more or less coherent sentences under pressure. Because it also helps you to answer more confidently. But like if you are in a spotlight, if you are like in a pitching situations, like I know we are all probably artists because we want to stay in our room and work on our stuff alone. But there's this whole big part to our job where we have to pitch our work to other people, and doing stuff like live streaming, being able to talk confidently and you know, make conversation under difficult circumstances can really help you also for, you know, being at pitching events and stuff like this. Izzy says, I remember I was very scared when I did my first live streams without camera, mind you, and now I'm very relaxed. Yeah, you get used to it, like with so many things in the world. And then I wonder if live streams, like, to a certain extent, like, I think if I would sit down in the streets and start like drawing caricatures, I would feel worse than doing something on the screen, even though potentially in a screen, in a stream, a lot more people could be watching, right? But if you sit on the street, you see the people and the exact number of people who are watching you right now. Okay, so when his hands meet, let's make them dip down a little bit just to see how that works, just to have it a little bit of an impact. Where are you streaming, Izzy? Are you streaming on YouTube or on Twitch? Fill in empty cells. Aha. Okay. Izzy says, I usually stream on Picarto, but I do have a YouTube channel I stream at sometimes. Okay, cool. Ah, yeah, I heard about Picarto. I was at a convention where they had a booth. I think they were actually sponsoring the event because they wanted to get some people to move over from Twitch to Picardo. Yeah. I mean, for a while I was looking into other streaming possibilities, but on Animator Island we have our subscribers here on YouTube, so I figured I didn't want to lose that following. Now, of course, we already have the dip frame later. I think I need to make that a little higher. Bye, BJ. Okay, let's just copy the head. To these. The clap doesn't have the impact that I would like it to have. So let's make it a bit stronger. And maybe start with an overshoot here too. Okay. And maybe start with an ease. An ease first. Like that. Okay. And clap. And dip. And drag. Maybe that is better. Yeah, it is. There's more smash in here. Okay, so it's past lunchtime here. I probably should grab something to eat. But before I go, let's have a look at everything that we did today. Yeah, okay, and then it gets crazy. Then there's the stuff that we haven't timed yet. So I want to finish this animation today, so tell me guys, should I come back after lunch and we continue this? Because, I mean, it is kind of exhausting to talk at the same time, but I'm having a lot of fun with you guys in the chat. So, I don't know. I will see if I can come back. it's definitely always a pleasure to talking to all of you, and yeah, thank you very much for the encouraging words, and I hope to see you again in the next live stream, which will probably also be today. So yeah, have a great day, and maybe also lunch or whatever, and see you then. Thank you very much for watching.